Okay, just let me see if we are online.
Yeah, I'm actually back online, just changing the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, okay, I think we are online. Just let me change. Okay, what's up, boys? Okay, sorry, Lucas, I'm gonna say something in Spanish. Hola a todos, ¿qué tal? Este video va a ser en inglés, porque bueno, aquí el invitado que tenemos hoy, Lucas, pues es de Estados Unidos. Bueno, nació en China, pero pues vivió muchísimos años, casi toda su vida en Estados Unidos, y pues nos va a contar sobre pues el gobierno de Trump, cómo él lo vivió y todo eso, pero no se preocupen. Voy a subtitular pues toda la entrevista, eso sí, me va a tomar un tiempo, o bueno, igual creo que pueden activar los subtítulos automáticos, pero bueno, voy a intentarlo subtitular todo, aunque bueno, igual va a tardar un poco. So, hi Lucas, we are online now. We are in the streaming, and hi Italo. We're all the three together.
All right, sure, no problem. Nice to meet you all. That's all.
Hello guys.
Hello.
Yeah, and well, Lucas, tell us a
Mm-hmm.
couple of things about yourself. How old are you? How how long have you been living in the U.S.?
So, pardon, sorry. So, like I said, so actually, I'm Lucas. Hi, and I currently living in Singapore right now. I actually spent like 1 to 5 years in America when I was a child.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Yeah, so I guess that you got the citizenship, right?
Yes, my parents actually applied for me when they was doing business over there.
Oh, okay, okay. As well, in the Facebook group, you told me that you've been living in. Well, sorry, you have been living in Texas, or well, here in
Mm-hmm.
Mexico we call it Texas. So, did you like it? Did you like the environment of the state, or do you prefer another state? What do you think?
Right, so generally, I mean, I actually spend most of my time as a child over there, so I actually can't say much about it. But when I visit there for like holidays, I actually like the environment over there compared to Singapore because if you look at Texas and Singapore, what we are lacking of, right, is landscape. Because in Singapore, all you see is just buildings, whereas in Texas, you can see like all the green grasses, all these mountains, waters.
Oh, okay, okay. I see it. I see, I see. And did you visited another state of the US, part of Texas?
Pardon?
Um, did you visited another part of the US, a part of Texas?
Mm, because I actually mainly just visit there as holiday just to visit relatives, spend some days, some weeks before we move back.
Oh, I see, I see. And you, Italo, do you got some question for Lucas?
And well, some personal, well, maybe personal, but I don't know. But it's how did you came to the idea of leaving the U.S.?
Okay, so like what I say is generally it's because my time is over there as a child. So as now I'm actually mid 20s, actually deciding where should I live, either in Singapore or back to the US. So I mean pretty sure that's the choice lah for me.
Okay, and you left recently this year, in 2020 or before?
What do you mean by that? No,
Oh,
as
okay.
in
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Lucas.
yeah, what did he say? Because I actually couldn't catch it.
He asked you that in which year did you leave the US?
Around the 2000, when I was three, yeah, when I was three, then all the way till like I was seven before I actually came to Singapore back. Because my parent was actually from Singapore, so back then when they actually gave birth to me in Singapore, they and they happen to have a business over there, so they actually just move over there for a couple of years before moving back.
Okay, okay, okay. And you as an American, what's your opinion about the Trump's administration?
I mean, okay, so as you all know, I'm actually a Chinese, so the thoughts of supporting Trump in the Chinese community is actually very small, and in fact, they are very against the Trump and his administration. They view that his administration was actually threaten the Asian community as well as that because as you all know, Trump is actually anti-China.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, and with the commercial war and all that stuff. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, sorry, actually, there's a lawn mower behind me, so actually quite noisy.
Yeah, there's no problem. Yeah, I was telling you that yeah, Trump it's definitely anti China. Yeah, with that the with sorry with the commercial war and all of that. And
And
well,
he's actually,
uh-huh.
mhm,
No,
yeah,
no, sorry.
yeah,
You talk.
sure. Because he's against the Trans-Pacific project, known as the TPP. So many people in Asia they actually against it. The partnership, you can actually search about it.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah, yeah. So I guess that the Trump's picture in China, it's very bad, isn't it?
Yes, because they actually went ahead. Trump actually went ahead to like cut down China technology, as we all know about the Huawei and the Xiaomi ban. So in the China community, it's actually very bad because livelihood was affected.
Yeah, with the taxes and all of that. Yeah. Yeah, and well, talking about the China and all of that. Well, you know, right? There in
Mhm.
China, at least here in the Western world, it's very well unfamous because of the censorship and all of that stuff and these things of Twitter and Facebook censoring Donald Trump. Did that reminds you to the Chinese censorship?
Definitely, I would say because back then in China, they actually censor a lot of things, like what you say, like Twitters or this. Because China, in fact they don't use Google's. They actually use this thing called Baidu, Baidu, as their search engine. And then comparing with that, if you search things like Tiananmen Square, you couldn't find anything in the China Google search.
Bloody hell, really?
Hmm. They actually have many things to like replace the Western world technology, like as first of all is Google. They actually have their own Twitter, Facebook, or perhaps YouTube.
Wow,
And now,
that's such crazy.
and speaking about all this Chinese technology, have you heard of TikTok?
Yeah, here in Western world and well now it's very popular in Latin America. The TikTok, yeah,
Yeah, TikTok, the one that we are using right now is the global version. But if you actually go and download the Chinese version, it's actually like a YouTube for them. So you can actually compare lah, because all we know in TikTok is just let's say people just dancing around or this, but in the Chinese version of TikTok, right, it's actually a more like a TV show like that. So there's a difference.
so it's more like YouTube.
Yeah.
Wow,
So you can actually see that China actually trying to like separate between us and them to prevent the influence.
yeah, I see. Honestly, I didn't know that. I don't know if you already knew that, Italo.
Mm-hmm.
Italo, do you hear us? You are muted.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I'm listening, guys.
Yeah, but did you already know that TikTok in China it's more like a Chinese version of YouTube. Did you know that? Italo?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, so did you know that TikTok in China it's not like the TikTok here in what in the West. It's more like yeah, YouTube thing. Well, Lucas just have told us that now.
Yeah, I think TikTok in China is different. Yeah, I think so. They even have different servers. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I think
Wow.
it's not as degenerate as in the West because here in Latin America it's very degenerate.
Yeah, I definitely agree because in China
Like
they actually
people
produce like quality content.
showing their ass and
Really?
people
Yeah.
overweight people
Yes,
dancing. It's really a mess. If I had a daughter, I would forbidden her to have a TikTok account.
yes, I agree. Even in Singapore, there are actually people doing that as well. In the Asian communities, it's the same thing, just that in China, it's different.
Yeah, and well,
It's really
I
bad.
think that something. Sorry, Talu, what you was saying.
No, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, okay. Well, I was saying that something that it scares me a lot is that here Lucas as well he had experimented the Chinese censorship regime, and well he just had told us that this censorship of Google, Amazon, Facebook, Twitter, all those things, all that censorship of those companies, well, mega companies, he just remind him the censorship of China. So I don't know what do you think, Lucas, but I feel based on your comment that here in the West we are heading to Chinese model, 1984 model
Hmm.
of society.
Yes, I would say it's a great because right now, if you actually realize China is actually pouring money around the world, especially in Africa's Western country like Australia's or this. Do you know about it?
How? Sorry, I didn't get the last part.
Yeah, do you know about China is pouring money around the world right now to
Ah,
buy
yeah.
their way through? Like example, have you heard of One Belt One Route?
Ah, the Silk Road. That?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
actually are. They're actually pouring money on a country like Africa's. I mean, because they knew that Africa couldn't like afford to pay the debt. So, in terms of like in exchange to reduce the debts, you know what they take? Their land, their ports, all this, giving them control.
Yeah, here in well, not in Mexico, but here they here they are in the sorry. They are here in Latin America. They are in Venezuela, and well, I don't know if they are in Cuba.
And not just that, they actually like go around the Australia. They actually buy up all the houses over there to jack up the prices, making it more expensive for the local. They're actually doing that in Asia too.
Wow, I didn't know that.
The prices, I would say, is actually quite high. It's like 50% or 20% above the original average margin.
Wow, and well, returning to China, do you think that well, I would like that you tell us about the censorship in China and well here in the West it's something that it's very also unfamous about China. It's the well how to say it in English social credit system, something like that. I think you get me.
I mean, if you want to talk about China, their political system, I'm actually not sure. Like, because I actually don't stay in China, first of all. I actually live in Singapore, so it's actually different compared to China. So
Okay,
perhaps
okay.
you may want to find a Chinese to explain more about that.
Yeah, it'd be very nice. But had you ever heard about the Chinese social credit system?
Yes, I have heard about it.
And well, you are from China, and do you think that it's literally, sorry, um, like they tell the system it is, or do you think that they exaggerate a little bit?
I'm actually born in Singapore, not in China, first off.
Yeah, but I mean, what do you think about that? About the social credit system?
I'll say it's actually more of a like a dictatorship, like more like a classroom where you're allowed to do this and you're not allowed to do that. So it's basically like one of the way to for the government to control the people. So if you were to do something that's like not socially acceptable, you're seen as a like a threat, therefore your score will go down, then there will be consequences. Because China they actually have this social credit system where like you have to hit a certain amount to like let's say buy a car, a house, and enjoy like other form of privilege like a rights instead of I would say privilege, but it's actually a right.
Wow, yeah, I
That's
have.
coming to America.
How, Italo?
That social credit system is coming to America.
Yeah, see, eh? Yeah. For example, here in Latin America, Lucas, I don't know if that happens also there in Singapore, but here in Latin America, we are having like a social credit system, but not by the government. It's more like from the people itself. Because, for example, here in Mexico, the one guy, he was he had a high position in Volkswagen Mexico, and he commented on Facebook, a couple of bad comments about the feminists and feminism, all of that, and the feminists. Um, they took a screenshot and they sent it to Volkswagen Mexico, and they fired the this guy. So I don't know. I think that here in the Western world, because sadly it happens also in US. I think that that trend, the cancellation culture, started there in the US, and well, sadly, and this is something that I hate about Latin America. I don't know if you also, Italo, that here in Latin America we are experts in copy copying the bad things about Europe and the US. I don't know, what do you think,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Italo?
yeah, like
yeah.
the TV stuff and all that progressive things.
I mean that's cancel culture for you nowadays. When someone disagree with you, you just want to cancel them, like affect their life, affect their jobs and their family.
Yeah, and well, I mentioned this because I just remembered of a meme that, Lucas, this meme of Chad versus the Virgin, and well, they put
Hmm.
the censorship in China, and well, they put the system, well, the social credit system, and they also, but they compare it with the censorship, with the cancel culture here in all the West, and the point of the meme, it was like it's almost the same, just that in China the ones who censorship are the government, but here in Latin America and the West, those one who censorship, it's the people itself and the big companies like now Twitter, of all of that.
Yeah, I mean I heard about it as well.
Yeah, and that don't happen in Singapore, the cancel
I mean,
culture.
yeah, yeah, actually do. And one of the example was last year during Singapore their own election, where someone actually make a like a pro government comment. So apparently the opposition fan was like furious and actually went to cancel her, such as email to her sponsors and companies as well. So I would say Singapore is actually heading the way. That's why I said that.
Oh,
Because
okay, okay. How,
because
Italo?
sorry? Yeah, I wanted to ask you, yeah, why do you say that the Singapore is following the trends of the US?
Yeah, because you see, yeah, give me a second.
Sorry, did you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
can hear you. I can hear you.
I wanted to ask if why do you say that the Singapore is following the trends of the US? I what are you seeing now that you see that it's something that something is not going something's going on that's going to happen soon in Singapore? What are you seeing right now?
All right. So one of the things was like like the indoctrination of like LGBT programs. I'm sure you guys heard of it as well. Like
Yeah,
drag queens. All the nonsense, all this degenerate stuff, all this. Then not just there, it's also the liberalism and also like the cancel culture ultimately.
Oh yeah, of course. Wow, that I didn't know that that was a thing in Singapore. I
Yeah,
thought
and then
Asia was based.
I mean Singapore is based. They actually the current government, which is I would say is like a mid conservative. They actually did a good job to like control this, but based on the voting records, right, the liberals actually got more votes as previous election. So it's more like the youth are like this generation. They're actually like rising up to replace the conservatism government with more liberals. And we all know what happened next when liberals take controls.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, it could. Yeah, it's starting slowly here. Also, with the supposedly right wing party, a fake opposition party, wants to install a GTB agenda here as well.
yeah.
Yeah. Hmm?
Well, I just wanna tell you all something very quickly that here in Mexico, Arguella, he's an auto called right wing between a lot of um how to say it well, he's in the Supreme Court, and he was today promoting the, well, I don't know if there's also in English, I think not, but here in Spanish it's called the inclusive language, and in Spanish lenguaje inclusivo, and it's like, bro, here in Mexico we got lots and lots of death because of the virus now, of well, because of a general that he's a narc, he's a part of the Mexican mafia, but well, it was just a very big mess because they, well, he was being judged in the US, but later he come here to Mexico in theory to also to be judged, but then the fiscal, well, the police, all the authorities here in Mexico, they didn't find evidence, well, they say, and now that's causing uh, sorry, I lost the word, a constitutional crisis, a political crisis, and it's like, bro, we were having an economic crisis, political crisis, constitution crisis, and you are talking us about the inclusive language. It's like, are you nuts?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, and there in English, in the English language, Lucas, they also got that stupid thing of the inclusive language.
Yeah, it's more like a like affirmative program for the blacks, I guess.
Well, here in Latin America, it's more like for the, well, for the LGBTQ, all that thing. Well, all that people, you know.
Yeah, I mean I didn't heard of it, but thanks for letting me know.
Okay. Yeah, 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 and well, thankfully the RAE, the Real Academia Española, that it's like the Oxford or Cambridge institution of Spanish. Well, they are the institution that regulates the Spanish. They don't wanna sit for the, well, to sit at the progressist agenda, so they are being criticized by those crazy people. But yeah, I guess and I hope that they want success in their attempt to make that the right make a, well, they, well, you get me. Sorry, I lost the word.
Yeah, it's okay, it's okay, it's a small thing.
Yeah, and well, here in, well, not here, but in the US, a lot of well, not Republican, but a lot of parents and families are getting scared, afraid, well, more afraid than scaring of that well, Biden got an extreme, an extreme left progressive agenda, and a lot of parents, of moms, all of that, they are afraid that they indoctrinate their children with that ideas of the gender ideology, and all of that is there also happening in Singapore.
I mean, Singapore actually in recent year they actually more like rising up or this like they actually went on like cancel of couple of cultures in Singapore already. Like one word was the Indian because in India, I mean in Singapore, it's like the Indian was like the blacks in the US, where they actually claim that they face things like racism. So in Singapore, it's more they actually have this thing like called their National Pride Day. Like it's like a more like a LGBT days. So this where they go out and like do all sorts of things, those
Okay,
type of
okay.
stuff that I can't even imagine. Those stuff in the US where they all like go like how they dress up in the all the Pride event.
Okay, okay. Yeah. Yeah, well, now I think that it's very common in all the, well, the Western world, and well, also in the, well, as because of that thing that you were telling me, it's also very common in the on the Asian country that are more like the West. Like Singapore, Japan, maybe South Korea. I don't know what another one.
Because mainly a lot of country they actually like transgender in the first place.
How, sorry, I didn't get you.
Tranny.
Ah, yeah. Well, here in the West is just such a thing, because, for example, in countries like Argentina, the government is paying for the hormones and the treatment of the transgender, and well, I find it very, well, not offensive, but it's very nuts, because Argentina, it's a very poor country, and they also got sorry for the word, but they got a shitty public health system. Well, sadly, almost all Latin America got a very public health system, including Mexico, sadly. So it's like, bro, you got a lot of people in poverty, a lot of people that it's dying from cancer, of coronavirus, and you are just wasting
Wasting money
on stupid
on
things. Yeah,
unnecessary stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, also the son of the president is a transgender, I think.
Yeah, because you see, if you're gonna like fund things like this, at least make sure that everyone is living well first of all, because that's as a job as your government. Instead of like pandering to to a group of population they have like less than 1%.
Yeah, and hi Daniel, ¿qué onda? But yeah, yeah, they're just like a minority, and well, here in Mexico, sadly, the capital government, it's also taking those measures, and it's very insulting, because, well, fortunately, it's just a part of the city, an alcaldía, and it's like, well, sorry, I don't know how they call that in the US, but well, it's just a little part of the city, but well, they are giving to the transgenders like 2000, well, 12K pesos, that in American dollars it's like, let me make counts quickly, like 800 7500 dollars, but it's like, bro, a lot of people here in the city is dying from hunger. 4 of 10 capital people, it's unemployed, or they are, or well, the people here in the city that at least preserves their job, they are winning their half of their salary. And sadly, Lucas, I don't know if you knew
Mm-hmm.
this, but here in Latin America in general, all the jobs are very, very badly paid.
Limited.
Yeah, limited, and the wage it's very shitty also. And a lot of people it's surviving with
Well, it
the
depends, huh? If
uh-huh.
you're an engineer or if you work in business, kind of good.
Ah, yeah, of course, but I mean in average to the average Latin American person.
Because I mean, there's a reason why they actually came over to the US.
Yeah, a lot of
You know, they
people.
crossed the border.
Yeah, yeah, that's such a
Yeah.
theme
Yeah,
also.
actually, speaking about this type of like immigration, I actually have nothing against the illegal immigrants first of all, because as we all know, like what Trump said, we had nothing against them. We are just against those people that are disguising themselves, you know, criminals, drugs cartel. They disguise themselves as illegals. Then when they go there, they go and commit crimes.
Yeah, and well, here
So
the uh-huh. Well, finish,
Yeah,
finish.
I mean, yeah. So if I mean like we have not, I mean I have nothing against. I mean if you want to like come over to the US to have a better life, I mean you can just do the proper procedure instead of just sneaking in like you know like a thief.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. And yeah, here in Mexico, here a lot of people started to support Trump in 2016. Because here in Mexico, a lot of people hate the Chicanos that are the descendants of Mexicans that are in the U.S. and a lot of people says I say they said sorry for the redundance, but yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
I haven't experienced that because in my life I haven't visited the US. But well, here in Mexico, the Chicanos are very unfamous also because they are very very racist with the Mexicans, even if their parents are Mexicans. But yeah, they are very very racist with us.
You mean the US Mexican?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like you actually think about it, right? It's actually nothing to do with. I mean, like you think about all this type of racism. There's actually your own reverse where like you know for the Chinese we actually have like different type of Chinese like China, Hong Kong, Singapore, all this. So the one they view themselves as the socially acceptable was the China one. So if you are Chinese from any other part of the country around part of the country except China, you are actually like the class lower than them.
Wow, I didn't know that, and well, I've heard about the one China policy, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, so actually it's not the same thing as like you know oh we are all Chinese we should stick together. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and
and
well,
that's why.
uh-huh.
Yeah, and speaking about that, right, and that's what China is doing right now in their program. So they actually sort of like regret about this. So they actually right now trying to like encourage all Chinese around the world to like unite with them. Like, you know, they all go with the so-called, oh, you are Chinese, you should stick with China or this. I mean, it actually this type of things that the policy they're actually spreading, right? This ideology, it actually affected many countries in like Asia, like Malaysia, where the Chinese around there was like, oh, we like China is our homeland or this. So they actually like even though they're living in other country, they actually support China strongly.
Oh, sorry, oh, sorry, dudes, I were muted because the carrito de los tamales passed, and I didn't want to share the noise. But yeah, it's such a thing, and yeah, I've been noticed that there are in Asia some people of some countries like I don't know Philippines, Vietnam, well country neighborhood countries of China are like nervous because they are afraid of the Chinese expansionism. But yeah, and well, returning to to Trump's, I
Mm-hmm.
think that, and well, I know that a lot of people will hate because of this comment, but I think that Trump was doing a good job with the immigration and with the Muslim ban because I think that's something that it's happening now in the U.S. and well, Italo, I think you're agree with me that well how to say it US is happening well in the US is happening the same that happened in Yugoslavia I mean, there are a lot of ethnic groups of religions, and there's they are heading to a point that the national cohesion it's very hard. I don't know. What do you think, Italo and Lucas?
Yeah, I think exactly the same because the US very divided right now, and really there's nothing that any political leader can do to solve this because, um, for example, well, people on the right just want to keep keep the what the US has been for the last years, but people on the left want a total reformation of the country. So there's not really a point of conciliation, and the likelihood of conflict starting very soon is really high. It just needs. Well, I think when Biden or Kamala will ask for the guns, yeah, that's the time when it's over. You know, for the cold civil war that has been going on.
Well, I was just gonna say I lost my guns on the boating accident.
Don't worry, don't worry. But
You know what I mean by boating accident.
yeah, yeah,
No, not really.
don't worry. We get it, we get it. Don't worry.
Oops.
But yeah, I also think that, um, well, the US and, well, all the countries in general gotta be more, sorry, I don't know how to say this word in English. I think it's homogeneous, homogenic in their, well, not in their population, but more in, for example, in the religion, in the faith. But because I think that even if the people are different, but they share common values, ideas, and all those things, they can stand together peacefully and, well, united. But if it's like Yugoslavia, that there are Muslims, Catholics, Christian, well, Orthodox Christians, and well, that's happening in the U.S. And I don't know if you already knew that, well, knew these boys that Biden is telling that he's gonna end with all the Trump's politics, and I mean, well, sorry, I guess that with politics he also mean the Muslim ban, and well, I I think and well, I hope that I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Biden will will let a lot of Muslim immigrants like, well, like Europe, like France, like England, and well, we already have seen this history, and well, I'm just gonna say that it's probably, sorry, that we're gonna see the Sharia law in the US. I don't know, what do you guys think?
Well, we just gotta like just stand by. We're just gonna like prepare our like profile picture in Facebook to put an America flag. You still remember the 2015 France attack
Yeah, and well, I think that's
where
also
and that's when everyone changed their flag to France for in their profile picture. So I think we're gonna like see something like this again because as you realize is that in America we actually like the terrorism attack by Muslim terrorists actually dropped a lot.
Actually, and yeah, for example, I am always debating with some friends that are pro Biden and pro open borders, and I always tell them, sorry, some things like, okay, why countries with, well, that they are very strict with the migration, well, with Muslim migration, like Poland, Hungary, Andorra, and those countries, they don't got terrorist attacks, and they are not like England, that it's all there are always people with knives, doing, well, star,
Fu-
it's the
Funniest
star
thing.
people, and they are very peaceful countries, and I mean, obviously, all not the Muslims are like that, obviously, but
Definitely.
yeah, I think that at least, I don't know if you agree with me, Italo, but I think that at least they should do the thing that they do in Andorra, that if you got some criminal record, they don't
You're
let
not
you
allowed.
in. You are not
I
allowed
mean,
to get
I
in.
mean, it's
In
like
Singapore?
yeah,
Yeah, you in Singapore?
yeah, yeah. I am.
I think they already do that.
I didn't know that also.
Pardon?
Yeah, I mean we
What's the thing?
didn't know that in Singapore they ask you to have a clean criminal record to migrate the country.
Well, if you are living in Singapore, right? If you first of all, if you want to migrate here, right? Based on what I know is that you have to like show them all your like your history, your income, your records, all
Wow.
this. So like even in Singapore, they actually have your track the records. So if you are in the prison for like minor things like like stealings, if let's say under 5 years after your release and you're well behaved, your record will be erased. But if you are in jail for like major offense like murders, corruption, the record is there with your whole life lah. So it actually affect your job opportunity and immigration.
Okay, okay. I see, I see.
So I think this is something that all the countries should have lah. I would say like an extreme vetting system. Like back then when Trump couldn't like totally ban the Muslim country, he actually went for like extreme vetting system. And if you think about it, it's actually what he did was all right and perfectly okay because first of all, if you are like let's say if you are a Muslim refugee and you did nothing wrong, why should you be scared of all this vetting system?
Pues hay que ponerle
Unless
atención nomás.
Yeah, yeah, actually. Besides another thing that I think that it's also very bad, it's that all the European countries, and well, I guess that the US sadly will be soon in the list. But well, they are like they feel guilty like the imperialism, colonialism in the past, and I think that because of that, and well, the mainstream media, all of that, they say they tell to the Europeans, well, you have conquered countries with well colonies, all of that. So because of that, you gotta now to let these people to do whatever they want.
they want.
Yeah, for example, I don't know if you know Lucas that in France in the last year a
Mhm.
Muslim well he killed uh,
Beheaded.
Yeah, he had a
a
teacher I know
teacher. Yeah, and I mean it's
because he
like
actually
uh-huh. Sorry.
yeah. Speaking about this, I actually heard about it where the teacher he actually apparently so called like make fun of Muhammad, their prophet, the Muslim. So the Muslim, the guy was like went on a rampage and beheaded the teacher. Then not just that, then because of Macron, he extreme ban on Islamic terrorism. Many Arab country went to boycott him and France.
Yeah, yeah,
But
and
I would
well,
say is
uh-huh. Yeah,
this.
finish.
But then you realize one thing is they when they want to like boycott French product, right? It actually is a failed attempt because we all know if you look at the Arab spending power, right, it's actually not as much as the Western world or Asia market. So you can sort of see that their boycott actually failed.
Yeah. Yeah, and well, I think that kind of things are making that the people is waking up. Obviously, I am talking in a metaphorical way, but yeah, and I think that that kind of acts brings more support to the European skeptical candidates. And yeah, that's such a mess. And it's like I return to my previous point. Why countries like Poland, Andorra, Hungary, those they don't have that kind of problems because they are more strict in their migrants policy. So it's like you got that problem because of their fault, and it's like the solution is pretty obvious, but they don't wanna do something about it because of the political correctness. I don't know. What do you think,
Yes.
Italo?
Oh, sorry, Dio. Can you repeat the last part?
Ah, yeah, yeah. I was telling telling you all that the solution to that kind of problems is pretty obvious. Like I mean, like being more strict in the migrant, how to say it, well, in
Well,
the
if you ask
policies.
me,
No, I'm
they
telling
need
you.
to.
No, I'm
Yeah,
telling
yeah.
you
If you
that.
ask me,
If you
they
are
need to
agree with
start.
me, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. If, of course, they have to talk from immigration because they are literally being invaded. Their culture is being erased and replaced. They need to start to make repatriations. Really, they need to get rid of all illegals. Then they can start a policy that they can pay people to leave the country because if they don't like the culture, they can get some money and leave.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
like in the
only
US.
realistic.
Yeah, and it's like in the US that you see this movement BLM that they are um, putting fire on the US flag, and it's like, bro, if you don't like the US, you are free to go to move to almost every country that you want because you got the American passport, and basically with the American passport you can migrate to the country that you want, that you desire. So it's like, if you don't want the US, you can move on. Or what do you think, Lucas?
Exactly.
I mean, like back to what it says. Yeah, many people they actually like to say that, oh, if you don't like it here, you can actually move to somewhere else you like. Like I mean, during when Trump won the election, many liberals was like say that, oh, we are moving to Canada, moving to somewhere they actually like, but they actually did. So you can actually see that they actually like flip flop.
Yeah, yeah, and well, this return us to the previous point that the US it's pretty divided because, well, just the point of the iceberg that we can see is that in America there's a half of the country that they hate the US, including the Democrat politicians like Biden itself, Kamala Harris, Obama, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, all those guys, and
Mm-hmm.
they hate the US, they hate the Western values, they want more like, I think, like a Chinese system because they are pretty authoritarian and totalitarian. And we got the other half of the US that it's pro America, pro Westworld, pro family, pro Christian and Occidental, well, Western values. So I think that it's more than, well, I think that it's a shock of worlds, of points of view of the world. I don't know. What do you think, guys?
I mean, they are actually pro authoritarian because easy to them is like look at
How, Lucas, the audio is choppy.
this. I mean, I don't know what to like an obedient servant. Like you see, like you look at each country. I mean, like actually, we think about COVID, right? COVID is actually one of the things that where the government actually
Kobe
use it to
Bryant.
like experiment to see that how good the citizen are easy to control. Now you look at China. The moment China just say, "Oh, everyone should stay at home, quarantine yourself," and guess what? Everyone just do to keep up with because of the social credit system. They don't want to like lower it down by doing something stupid like going outside. All of them just stay home and you see, if the government just control, and you can see everyone's listening to the government like an obedient servant. Then you compare to like the Western country where some of the government issue lockdown, people protest, all this. So you can actually see that the US, the people they actually don't listen to the government obedient, just blindly obediently. Don't you think so? That the government is using the COVID to gauge how good or the citizen can follow their instruction.
Yeah, I am totally agree with you. Yeah, besides, for example, here in Mexico, well, at least in Mexico City, I think that this policy, this measure, it ain't yet applied in the rest of the country. But here in the city, they are pretty authoritarian because, for example, you have to register yourself with a QR code of how to say it, For example, you arrive to a gym, to a restaurant, and you gotta scan that QR code, and with that QR code, the government of the city is, well, they know that you've been there. But I mean, now in the pandemic, it's like okay, it's like okay, it's debatable, discutable, but it's like okay, if that is being applied and enforced even after the pandemic, it's like that's pretty authoritarian, bro. It's like neither George Orwell could have dreamed that, or I don't know. What do you think, Italo?
Yeah, I think it's going to be very authoritarian. Yeah, from here.
Yeah, and
I'm
uh
just
huh.
going to be. I just want to see how bad things are going to get. Like when from tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow it's gonna be an interesting
Sad day
day.
for us.
Yeah,
I mean,
very very sad.
I mean, if you want to talk about it, like I mean, like you speak about all this QR code about it during this pandemic. It's the same thing in Singapore where the government actually like require people to like scan the QR code to like check in and check out as a way of like contact tracing. Then they actually have this thing called a token called Trace Together. I mean, it's an app also, so where you have to download it, and then the government can actually like through Bluetooth. I mean, if you're using the phone app through Bluetooth, the government can actually track where you go. All this. So they actually called. They, I mean, at first the government say that
Digo,
it
un rato
just
se me
mainly.
acabó la batería, voy a cargar el celular. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's at first the government said that it's mainly just for contact tracing. But now, right, when the government sort of like control the COVID situation well in Singapore, they actually said that now we are going to use this tracing app right as a way to like keep track on your criminal activities.
Wow, wow, that's also pretty Orwellian. And yeah, and I don't know
Yeah,
if
you can.
you, Lucas, have noticed that in also well in the US, they are like shutting up all the Biden's dissident, even if they ain't with Trump. I mean, for example, they have censored Ron Paul, and Ron Paul it's not with Trump. He got like his small
His
movement
own
apart.
view.
Uh-huh. And Facebook censored him. And it's like,
I mean,
uh-huh. Yeah.
like it's basically like, oh, you must support Joe Biden. So if you don't support Biden, you are just like a anti. You're just like Trump. No matter where no matter where your political stance is on. So like the moment you're against Biden, that's it. You're out.
Yeah, actually, oops, just Italo just disconnected. But well, let me
Ask
let
him
me
back.
send him a message. Just give me a sec. But yeah, yeah, and I think that, and well, all you guys, please record this thing that I'm gonna say. I must say that, well, and I honestly, being honest, I hope that I am wrong, but I think that after Biden took the power. I think that Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, all the social media, the big tech, will be censoring all the Biden's dissident, all the critics to Biden and to Kamala Harris, and it will be like a digital dictatorship. I don't know. What do you think, Lucas?
I mean, yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, like as long you're against, like you definitely now the big tech will know that how much power they have right now. Like where they can just ban Trump without facing any consequence. Even he was the sitting president of the United States. So it's clear that you can actually just like ban someone in the digital world without facing any consequence. Like you look at Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, they just banned Trump like as if he was nothing.
Yeah, yeah, actually, and well, I think that with Biden, they will got a lot of power. Besides, they also, well, all those social media, they financed the Biden's campaign. So if Biden tries to, I don't know, to raise the taxes or or something like that, it will be like a I'm sorry, God damn it, I forgot the word, like uh like a treason, and it will be like, and it could be very interesting if, well, that is scenario. And well, just let me look up for that word because I just forgot it.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, the thing
Yeah,
about
it's
it is,
treason. Yeah, treason. Yeah, I were right. So I just were failing in the pronunciation. But yeah, I think that if Biden treason the social media, also the social media will censor Biden, and it'll be like a cold war between Biden and the social media. I mean, I think, and I know that it's pretty improbable, but the the possibilities is still there, you know?
yeah, because you think about it, is Biden is most likely expected to like continue Trump policy, like regardless of what he's doing, he's just going to do the same thing where he's not going to fulfill all the promise that he
Now,
promised.
Oh,
yeah, I'm
what's
back.
up, Italo? ¿Qué onda?
Yeah, my battery. Sorry.
There's no problem. I'm sorry, Lucas, what you was saying.
So I was saying that is Biden was more likely to continue Trump policy no matter what. Like other than those like key executives that he announced yesterday, most of the policy is just gonna like it the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that Biden will raise up the taxes to the medium and the small businessman, to all the corporations except the big tech, because the big tech is like the big allies, the big hitmans of Biden. Well,
Yep.
the Biden's hitmans, sorry. But yeah, yeah, and I think that it would be something very ugly because
I
it's
mean it's
uh-huh.
yeah, continue.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it will be something very ugly because it will be like a dictatorship of the government and the big corporations. I don't know. What do you think, Italo?
Diego, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah, I think yeah, as you said that Biden is going to literally destroy all the things that will beneficiate the working class. Like I think it's really the end of the working class in the U.S.
Yeah, and I don't know if you have noticed it that with, well, that all this progressive agenda, I don't know if it's the intention or it's like a collateral damage. That, well, we've been noticing that in the first world countries, as we call them in Latin America, the progressive, well, the extreme progressive politics, they destroy the family. For example, I don't know, Lucas, if you knew that in England, a girl that is underage, she demanded, well, I demanded, sorry, the Spanish. She sued his mom because his mom didn't call her in this, well, in her correct pronouns, some bullshit like that. And it's like, bro, that kind of policies are destroying the family, and the family, it's the core of every society. So these politics, these measures are destroying the family and the society. I don't know, what do you think? I don't know, what do you think, Lucas? And oops, Italo just got offline again.
I mean, just no, I had nothing to say about that.
Yeah, I think that you agree with me, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and well, I think that we've also got a very big problem, and it's like all that progressive agenda, it's like unquestionable, and it's like, if it is so good, why we can't question it? Why we can't do of that? And hi, Italo? Ítalo, ¿nos escuchas?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my phone is not working so well. I don't know why.
Yeah, or just stay connected. But yeah, I were telling to Lucas that all the extreme progressive agenda it's ending with the family.
Of course, yeah, yeah. You see that he appointed a transgender for the health commission or something like that. Yeah, it's really like Weimar Republic in Germany before Hitler started his regime. Like things in Germany were like that, like very degenerate.
Yeah, indeed. And well, therefore, another thing that it's happening in the US, it's like, well, you got this gender ideology, and I was telling to a friend, to Daniel, that the danger of the gender ideology is that it could be used for very very bad things. Like for example, I was telling him that in Spain, I don't know if you knew this, Lucas, that in Spain or Argentina, I don't remember the country, a guy identified himself as a woman, but he was a rapist. So, and because he identified himself as a woman, they got him in a women's prison. So he also raped women, and that was because of the negligence of the progresses and the government. And it's like, bro, if a very bad guy did that, what it sorry sorry um why wouldn't us think that, for example, a pedo, yeah, could use that logic to make very very bad things. And he said, oh, I identify myself as a kid of 8 years, and with that bullshit, with that stupid things, he could do a lot of horrible things. I don't know, what do you think, Lucas?
I mean, you see, look at like I mean, like no offense to like I mean, like no offense to the like rape victim, but I mean, like every election you see that this candidate, that candidate. We see with Trump before that there'll be this person that this candidate raped or assaulted in the past. Like you look at Trump, you look at Biden. There's like this style, like some weird claims about it. Like, I mean, like like even though I don't like Biden, but I also have skeptical views on the accused victim for to Biden as well. Because like, why were you like out sudden during the election? You just come out and said, "Oh, this guy, blah blah blah," all this. Like, and then what I don't like was the Democrat, like the Me Too, the hypocrisy. Like when it affect Republicans, they came out and said, "Well, oh, we must trust the woman no matter what they say. So we must trust them." But when it's happened to their own side, they was like, "Oh, we must investigate first."
Yeah, indeed. And for example, well, I might try to be very, very discreet here because of YouTube. But yeah, for example, when it happened, the Hunter Biden thing on Twitter, the no one, no feminist, no Me Too girl told a thing. So it's like, girl, so that is just bad when well, the politicians that you hate do that. It's like, ma'am, are you serious? You are, as you were telling us, you are being such hypocrite.
Yep.
Yeah, they just want power.
Yeah, indeed. They don't care a shit about the women. They, as you told us, they are just looking for power. Well, I think that they are just had to love the Democrats of Soros to get the power. I don't know, what do you think, Lucas?
I mean, I agree with you.
But Lucas, I wanted to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Before you left the US, you already know everything that was going to happen. Like things were really bad.
No. When I was there, I say when I left the US was like around 2007. I think during Bush time. I mean the Bush Junior time. So I don't think that back then when I actually came to Singapore, it actually more like a due to political situation. It's more like my family where they had done in the US for business, then they just come back.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I was studying the situation in the U.S. from 2015. Yeah, and I thought Trump was going to do something, but yeah, he didn't stop anything.
Speaking about Trump, I mean, isn't there we are now mocking the those what trust the plan people?
Oh yeah, those guys. Yeah, today
Yeah,
I
that's
was
true.
hearing
Yeah,
a parody
many
of
people
John. Uh-huh.
fell for that, and yeah, that's the Q thing, QAnon.
Yeah.
Trust the
They
plan.
fell for that, and 4 people died on the 6th of June. Yeah, that's there is your plan, right?
Yeah, and actually it just served to how to say it? To well to rest credibility and popularity to the Trump's movement. And well besides another thing that well I was hearing today in John Aquaviva's channel is it was a parody of the QAnon guys, and he were telling I got a very deep information of this Telegram channel of a general that it's going to do a coup, and he have order to the SEALs that they arrest Biden, and they just made a surgery between Biden and Trump, and they switched their faces, and Trump with the face of Biden will suffer the impeachment, and Trump with the face of Biden will go up to the power, and that's the magical Q plan. And well, I am pretty sure if I say that in a serious way, a lot of the cute hearts will believe it. I don't know. What do you think? And give me a second, guys. I'm thirsty. I'm going for some water.
All right, trust the plan, guys. I mean, tomorrow Biden's gonna get arrested on live TV.
I'm sorry, Lucas. What do you say?
I mean, the Q probably just gonna say that trust the plan. Tomorrow Biden's gonna get arrested in live TV.
Yeah. They tell you that supposedly Trump is going to do something tomorrow, right? Imagine. Yeah, he could uh, he could not get fixed the censorship thing, and he magically is going to do something tomorrow, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, can't just wait for tomorrow.
There are conspiracy theories that they supposedly they want to take down Biden tomorrow, so Kamala can be the president from day one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm back, mates. What are you talking of? Well, about of?
No, we're just talking about Q's plans for tomorrow. They're probably gonna say like things like, "Oh, tomorrow Biden's gonna get arrested on live TV. Trump's gonna like come back and just gonna like save the day."
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
uh huh.
channels in Beachfield that promote that. It's crazy. Like really people are profiting or what people want to hear. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
indeed.
that's the media for you. I
Uh
mean,
huh.
just look. I mean, just look at liberals. They actually like to listen to CNN, MSNBC. That's why they actually have money to earn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same with Yeah.
I mean, just treat the media as something that more like a retail shop where they just sell you what you want to hear, like sell you what you want. If they know what you want, they'll just do this. They'll just keep on repeating the same thing. Like they know if they know that their customer, which is the audience, hate Trump, they're just gonna say something that's anti-Trump all the time.
Uh huh. And well, another thing, it's that. Yeah, it's like, dude, how Trump it's gonna make the Masta move if they well, sorry, if he got all the establishment and all the politicians, well, almost all the politicians against himself, I mean, William Barr betrayed him. Um, the Supreme Court in general betrayed him. A lot of
That's
people in the Republican Party betrayed him. It's like,
the
how is
judges,
he gonna do that? Uh huh. Sorry.
no, sorry, Dio, the judges that he appointed betrayed him. That was so hilarious.
Even Kavanaugh, um, Amy Cohen Barrett, and all those judges, yeah, they betrayed him.
Yeah, Trump is just was just a total failure. Yeah.
Yeah, and well, boys, I don't know. What do you think about the Trump's final message today? And well, he told all the people that his movement is just starting. So I don't know if this, well, this is an how to say it, an announcement that he will be running for candidate in 2024. What do you think?
No, that would be pitiful. Like if he couldn't do it, anything now, nothing's going to be changed later.
And
Especially since now they are going to get more. They're going to make Puerto Rico and DC new states, so Democrats can win like now forever.
yeah, and they'll censor Trump a lot. Get well, put that as made. And you, Lucas, what do you think about it?
Mm, catch again?
Well, what do you think about the Trump's message of today that his movement has just started? And I mean, is this an announcement that he'll be running for candidate in 2024?
I don't think that he'll be running. Like he actually talked about having a new party called the Patriot Party, right?
Yeah, it will
Have you
be
heard of it?
pretty interesting that. And you, Italo, what do you think? Do you think that the best choice for Trump and the MAGA movement is to make a MAGA party? What do you think?
I mean, that's it to us, really.
Yeah. Well, I think Italo, you are muted. But yeah, I think that it'll be better for Trump. Well, how to say it? MAGA, or well, a Trump's party, because yeah, he got a lot of enemies in the GOP, like the Bush, like John McCain, and I mean those politicians got a very high support from the military industrial complex, the deep state, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I was talking with Italo and well Raul, but he's not here about that. I think and well, I hope that I am wrong again because I am Mexican. We depend a lot of the U.S. because of the exports and all of that. But I think that the Trump, the Biden's administration is gonna be such a failure.
Well, it's not going to be like a really failure. Like they're going to be successful in destroying the US.
Yeah, with the gender ideology and with the progressive things and that, and how to say it, and with the inclusion, you know.
Yeah, but they are going to be very successful in doing that. So yeah,
Yeah, and a
unlike
lot
Trump,
of, how sorry.
yeah, unlike Trump, that Trump did nothing to stop this. Like he just needed to do something. He didn't need to build the wall. He just needed to protect freedom of speech, and that was it. But he was so weak, he didn't do it.
Yeah, Yeah, and well, you know, right, man, that all these guys, the soy boys, that they got distracted with the stupid movies and stupid video games. They don't even got distracted with real and good video games. They just got distracted like with shitty video games like The Last of Us 2 and things like that. They are just like sheeps. But yeah, yeah, that will be a pretty mess. But I don't know if you know, Lucas, that Biden wanna raise the minimum wage to $15 per hour.
I mean, look, companies. I mean, like they think that. I mean, like when liberals say that, oh, we're gonna like eat the rich, but it's actually not gonna work out. They just gonna like they're just gonna like corporates. They're just gonna like replace them with robots.
Yeah, actually, even you know her, right, Titaro? Tú sí conoces a Andrea, ¿no? Andrea Orler. But yeah, she put an image that in the US, I don't know if in Singapore, the McDonald's they don't got people, the cash people, they don't got them. They are replacing them already with machines. You just got to a screen, you just choose the burger that you want, and
Mm-hmm.
someone cook it and they brings you the burger.
Yep, that's the same. That's the same thing in Singapore where you just like order through a machine about what you want. Then you just cook the burger, bring it to your table, and that's it. There's no
Yeah,
more like it's not like the old days where like like you go to the cash register and just tell them say, hey, I want this burger. So they just like take the money from you. They're actually replacing the employees already. So that's
ac-
the one thing that's gonna. So yeah, I mean they can pass the minimum wage, but companies are the one that are gonna suffer. And when they suffer, they're just gonna like change, just move to other location.
yeah, yeah, and furthermore, another thing is that even Amazon here in the pandemic, they are starting to change the delivery guys with drones. Sorry for drones, and well, I mean a drone. It's I think it's cheaper than $15 per hour. And yeah,
Yep.
besides the automation will be much faster because it's like the companies are afraid of another pandemic, I'm pretty sure. And another thing it's that, well, in addition to that, these Biden's measures will give more reasons to do the automation and to buy robots, drones, and I mean companies like Amazon got lots wealthier, richer, so they got all the money that they want to do well to buy a lot of robots, drones, and a lot of people will be fired, and that's pretty sad. I don't know what do you think,
I
Italo?
mean,
Uh huh. Yeah, tell
people
me.
just gonna. I mean, liberals is just gonna believe that the minimum wage go out, we're gonna have a better standard of living. But what they don't
Oh,
realize
one
that they
second,
will just
guys.
get
One
replaced.
second.
I mean, now that they say that, oh, it's a free market, so they can do whatever they want. But when these companies start to do things that they don't like, they're just gonna go like, oh, eat the rich.
Yeah, actually, and they say it's the rich, but it's like man, you just voted for Biden that he's a representative of the rich people, well, the wealthy people, and it's like okay, he's got in their administration people from Wall Street, from the big tech, from the military industrial complex. It's like, bro, that's the government of the elite and you don't realize yet. Yeah, man, I don't know what do you think, but for me, that people that they say eat the rich and they vote for Biden, it's like, bro, are you full?
But it's like the average person is like they are really disconnected from politics. We you look as
Mm-hmm.
care a little bit about it, but it's not really people that they care zero, so they just read one newspaper and that's it.
Yeah, and they
Yep.
just watch CNN, all the mainstream media. They are this meme of the NPCs. I don't know if you have seen it, Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are literally NPCs, and I mean they critics to Trump
Hello, the
are just the
call.
same. Like what sorry what Italo?
No, sorry. Go ahead.
Ah, yeah, no problem. Yeah, I was telling that the critics for Trump it's always the same that he's a racist. Well, the racist, you know. So I avoid the word because I think YouTube censor it. He's a racist. He's a misogynist. And they just repeat and repeat all the same things. But it's like, mate, realize that with Trump you got records of economic growth. You also got records of employment. US got an unemployment of just 2 or 3.5%. And it's like, bro, you got a guy that had a, well, not a perfect economy, but an excellent one. And
Goy.
you just, how?
No, you say goy, like goyim.
Well, like,
Go ahead.
oh, sorry, I have pronunciation failure. Well, I was telling that it's like, okay, bro, you got a guy. Well, yes, I mean a guy like a person that got an perfect, well, not a perfect, but an excellent economy, and you just let him out in the worst economic crisis that the U.S. have faced, and it's like, sorry, has faced, and it's like, mate, you're an ignorant. Sorry, bro. I don't know. What do you think, Italo?
Sorry, you say ignorance about what?
Yeah, I mean that a lot of people that voted for Biden, I mean a lot, not all, but a lot of people that voted for Biden, they are ignorant in economy. And I mean I ain't economist, but I know I consider that a lot of things in economy.
Yeah, it's because many people are not really thinking about the economic crisis that he's going to have. They are just thinking emotionally. They don't like Trump or any right wing person because they think they are fascists, but they are not. They are just any other puppet politician, but on the other side. So they just want Trump gone. Also, people just like Biden, just voted for Biden because, for example, minorities always vote left because they think that the Democrats are going to help them. For example, black people always tend to vote for Democrats, even though Democrats never help them, but they help them because they think they are the anti-white party. You know, that's what it is. It's like when you have a that that led us to the question that if democracy can really work in a multicultural and multiracial country, which it's not, it's not going to work. You essentially have a one party system at that point.
Yeah, I don't know what do you think, Lucas, but based in this, it's pretty probable that if the US don't got a secession, I mean like a balkanization, the Democrats will be like the one party system because of the, well, of the minority and all those things stuff. I don't know what do you think.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
because the
pretty sure what
demographic.
I
Yeah,
agree with what you say about the Democrat being the one-party system because right now you can see is that the Republicans party are not united. I mean, just look at. I mean, just look today. Everyone just betraying Trump. Like I don't know. I just don't know. I just can't count the amount of people that backstab Trump right now, like one by one. Like even Mike Pence.
Yeah, yeah, actually, and it's pretty funny because it's like, okay, if Trump were a dictator like CNN and the Democrats and the liberals were saying, it's like, wouldn't he already had done a coup, a military coup, or maybe he hadn't how to say it. He hadn't called to the people to rise in, you know, to have an uprising, and no, he just
Exactly.
accepted. He fought in a legal way, and it's like Trump didn't censorship the well there his dissidents and his opposition and the Democrats that theoretically they are democratic, they are the Biden is the most popular president and the most voted president, and it's like a lot of soldiers gotta protect him. He's shutting up the opposition, and it's like, who is the real dictator then? Or what do you think, Lucas and Italo?
I
Yeah,
mean,
totally. It's all
if he's
propaganda. Yeah.
really the dictator that the news are talking about, he would declare martial law since the beginning and just like rule America since like we were Iron Fist. Like look, I mean, it's like you tell me which dictator will allow like a bunch of networks to like criticize him every single day? Just look at CNN, they're still there. Look at MSNBC, they're still there criticizing him till today. I don't know whether what they're gonna talk about him tomorrow. Or are they just gonna focus more on Trump losing or Biden? They probably just tomorrow just gonna say, "Oh, Trump lose finally. Let's celebrate." Just ignore about Biden.
Yeah, actually, as an American friend also shared a meme that it said, if you think that Trump is a dictator, I just remind you that the dictators censor don't get censored. Or isn't it, Italo?
Yeah, exactly. Trump is just a mainstream politician that he was like a dissident candidate. He said crazy things when he was candidate, but ultimately when he was president, he never did anything of what he did. He was going to do.
Yeah, yeah, and well, I think that. Well, sorry, I don't. I can't tell this in YouTube because it's surely if I tell this, I will get censored. But
Censored.
yeah. So well, I will tell it in Telegram after the video. But yeah, I think that with the election and with the Biden imposition, I think that a lot of Americans and people around the world are are realizing the truth, and they are watching that well, the truth of America, of well, of the America's, sorry, democracy. So I think that that's the positive, if we can call it like that, the positive thing of the Biden's triumph, that the people is waking up. You know, you get me. Or what do you think, Italo?
Sorry, Dio, can you repeat the last part, please?
How?
Yeah, can you repeat the last part?
Yeah, that I think that the just the well, the only good thing of the Biden's triumph is that a lot of people is recording and getting realized about the truth of America's democracy.
Of course, yeah, yeah. I think that the only positive thing about Biden's victory is that people will finally wake up about what's going on, and instead of having false hope about someone like Trump.
Yeah, and well, as I heard of and I recommend you a lot him, Lucas, but well, I think that he just do his videos in Spanish, but he's an excellent political analyst. He's called Alfredo Jalife Rame, and well,
Uh-huh.
he said something very interesting, that America America ain't a democracy, it's more like a plutocracy of the mega banks like Goldman Sachs, the military industrial complex, and they are the real governators, you know, not the president or the people. I don't know, what do you think?
I mean, if I'm not sure, I just don't want to say that because I'm not.
Oh, sorry, it just got choppy.
Yeah, since I'm not sure about that, I just prefer not to say anything.
Yeah, okay, okay, I get you. And well, what do you think about that claim, Italo? Italo?
Sorry, Diego, yeah? Did
Ah,
you ask me
yeah.
something? I didn't hear anything.
Ah, yeah. Don't worry. Well, I was telling that a political analyst that it's Alfredo Jalife. He well for me he said something very interesting that America it's not a democracy. It's more like a plutocracy of the mega banks, of the military companies, of the CIA. You know. I don't know. What do you think about it?
Yeah, totally, yeah. And we could easily say that, yeah, if you really look at the powers in America, it's like America is really controlled by lobbies, especially the lobby of Israel. And basically, that's it. Yeah, a
Yeah.
plutocracy.
Yeah, and well, just to claim a thing, um, well, YouTube, please don't censor me. Biden is the most popular president, and it's the best boxer of the world. He's the best MMA fighter. He he could beat up McGregor and Khabib and Mayweather at the same time. I don't know if you get me, boys. I'm just I know, you know, boys. This works. John Aquaviva, do it to avoid this censorship.
Yeah, by the for life, man. It's totally.
Yeah,
Uh,
we love Biden. As Italo says with
um,
AMLO, Biden forever, or not Italo.
Please don't ban us.
AMLO forever, Biden forever.
Yeah. Oh, boys. I got a pretty bad news. I am getting the a SWAT unit here to my home. I gotta protect myself. Yeah, I have to protect myself about the Biden dicks, you know. So well, I don't know if you guys wanna talk about another thing. I don't know if you would like to close the streaming. I don't know what would be your conclusion about the Biden sorry the Biden the Trump's administration and the future of the US. I don't know if you would like to close the streaming with that, or would you
Yeah,
like
we'll come back
to
to
continue for another bit of time? Sorry, Italo.
Uh, I think we have a fair enough like conversation for today. Perhaps like next time we do it, perhaps we can talk about Biden first 100 days, like how his policy goes. Like perhaps I don't know whether we are still here to talk about. Perhaps I'm probably in the good lucks or somewhere.
Yeah, we will be in the correction
I mean,
camps.
we're probably gonna like hike somewhere, and then people just gonna be like, "Are you hiding some Trump supporter there?"
Yeah, well, fortunately, I'm Mexican, so well, that culture it's not so heavy here.
Who knows? They decide to send people to come and collect you.
Yeah, maybe Biden's gonna how to say it gonna send some CIA and FBI people for me.
Well, I
So
doubt they want
uh-huh.
to mess with the cartels over there.
Yeah, I will have to make a bunker like in these post-apocalyptic movies that there's a resistance, like in Terminator.
hopefully there's
Yep.
a resistance.
Yeah. So well, who would like to start with the conclusion?
Yeah, I can say something. We just I can say something if you want.
Yeah, about the conclusion is about the Trump's administration and the future of the US and the West with Biden.
Yeah, I could say that really I think that from tomorrow the US will start changing into a third world country, and I think it's the end of the US empire, and all the European countries, if they continue in the same way, they're going to be like this in the near future. And Trump was a failure. He let down many people, and the Biden administration is going to be terrible, very terrible. So if you're in the US, yeah, it could be a good idea to leave.
Yeah, and well, Italo, what do you think about the Trump's administration? How would you qualify it with a number from 1 to 10?
The number, I
Yeah,
would say 3 out of 10.
3.
Yes, because
Okay.
this last year was the worst, and he just got some things good with the economy, but from then yeah,
You
it's
mean the
nothing.
because of the pandemic?
Not for because of the pandemic. It's really because of how he handled Black Lives Matter when they destroyed the all the buildings. Do you remember
Yeah.
when they rioted? Yeah. So yeah, he did nothing to stop that. He just tweeted law and order, and yeah, that was very weak.
Okay, okay. And would you like to give your conclusion, Lucas, or would you like that I give mine first?
I mean, you just give yours first because yeah.
Yeah, yeah, don't worry. Well, for me, the Trump's government, generally speaking, was good. Comparing it, I think, but well, nevertheless, I think that comparing it to Obama's and Bush
So
administrations and Clinton's, I think it was pretty good because he didn't start any war. And well, besides of that, I think that um, another well, one mistake of Trump was not controlling the social media, and well, he got a lot of new enemies because of dumb decisions, and he didn't thought in that. But well, yeah, I if I could um qualify the Trump's government with a number, it'll be between sorry it'd be it'd be between an 8 and a 7. But yeah, I think that I will give him an 8. I don't know if you would like it, Hidalgo. If we later another day, obviously, we make a video like making a well, not a review, but talking about the Trump's government, their well, his mistakes and
yeah, yeah,
his good things, you know.
yeah. Of course, why not? Yeah.
Yeah. And well, Lucas, what do you think about all of this? What would be your conclusion?
I mean, all I could just say was if you have stocks in stock market, I think you might want to like reconsider selling them off because Biden policy is just gonna affect the economy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Muriel.
Yeah, another
Then
thing
not
it's
not
like
not just
uh-huh.
that.
Yeah, yeah, finish. Sorry.
I mean, there's a lot of things that he's gonna affect. Like, so if if you have money in stocks, you better start consider whether you want to sell them or just leave it be.
Maria.
Then if you're gonna like migrate to the US with a crappy, I mean, no offense, with a crappy immigration record or I mean, like your own record, like you did something bad in your country, have criminal record, you might want to consider moving because he's gonna like hand out citizenship like freebies.
Yeah, and well, there's another thing that One thing is the Biden's proposals, like his ideas, and in theory, his project of nation, sorry, nation's project. But yeah, another thing is when you arrive to reality, when you are in the power, and you see what you can do and what you can't. So yeah, I think that maybe some proposals, or well, maybe even a lot of proposals of Biden won't be applied in the reality. So yeah, there's a well, that's a possibility, uh, a very possible one.
Yeah, it's going to get crazy. Prepare for the worst.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
actually,
just gonna be a shitty 4 years.
yeah, and I think
I
that
mean,
uh huh,
I
yeah,
mean,
finish, uh huh. Sorry.
I, yeah, I mean, unless you're those part of the Q-tards where you're just gonna believe that Trump's still the president, there, then yeah, you can believe it for the rest of the 4 years.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
I'm
it'll
looking at
be
that.
interesting to see what will happen with the Q-tards in the Biden's government. Yeah, it'll be pretty interesting. But yeah, I think that worse even than the economy, it'll be the cultural and the social part with this extreme and radical progressive agenda that for me it will finish the US.
Definitely.
Yeah, unless the Patriots do something. But well, I don't know. Let's see what happens.
I mean, it will be interesting.
Yeah, even well, yeah, to close the streaming, I see a Cuban that it's famous, and well, he lives in the U.S. in Iowa, and he made a video telling that, well, saying sorry that he's very afraid of what will happen to his children because he is afraid that the Democrats are gonna indoctrinate the kids with the gender ideology, as we were telling in the well at the start of the video. So yeah, I think that a lot of Republican parents will
But
subscribe.
what?
Uh huh. Sorry. What?
No, no, sorry, dude.
Yeah, well, just that a lot of Republican, or well, not Republican, conservative, or at least common sense parents will change their kids to another schools to avoid the indoctrination.
Yeah, it's just sad to see that to see this actually. To be honest,
Yeah,
like I mean, like, I'm actually disappointed in Mike Pence too today too now. I'm actually very disappointed.
yeah, yeah, and well, I don't know if Trump did something with the cultural part. I mean, with the education. But well, let me tell you, Lucas, that it's a tactic that the dictatorships of the extreme left use oftenly. For example, in Venezuela, they indoctrinate the children with the Bolivarian ideology and with socialism. And even if Venezuela will recover, well, will would be recover, sorry, economically speaking, tomorrow, if it happens a miracle. In the cultural part, Venezuela would be like shit because a lot of people it's like brainwashed with the socialism.
Yes, and then when we try to escape, they're just gonna say that, oh, you're falling apart. You gotta like like in North Korea, if you try to do something funny, your family is just gonna get executed.
Yeah, yeah, they are, as I told you, they are brainwashed. And for example, if you see the average Democrat voter, I mean, obviously not all, but if you see the average Democrat voter, they are also brainwashed as the NPCs and they just repeat things that they hear in CNN. Yeah, I don't know if you get me.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Yeah. And well, Italo, Would you like to add something else?
No, not really. It was nice talking to you guys. Nice to
Yeah,
have
it was also
a
a.
perspective from
Sorry,
someone
sorry.
who is from China and now it's in the US. No, was in the US and it's from China. Yeah, it was good to hear that.
Yeah, for me it was also a very good experience and excellent experience. I didn't. Well, sorry, how to say it. I haven't did a video for this channel in English. All the rest are in Spanish. So it was a pretty interesting experience because it was like my first time that I talk in English in real time. Because if I record myself, I can record my voice again, improve my pronunciation.
Yeah,
But here it's like here it's
live.
live, and you have to think fast. And yeah, it was um a little bit challenging, but well, I enjoyed a lot. I
But,
don't know for
well,
uh-huh.
there's always a first time. There's always a first time.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I don't know, Italo, if this was hard for you, if you enjoyed it, if it was challenging for you. What do you think?
oh yeah, it was good actually. Yeah, yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and well, look as well. You can't say something like that because you are a native English speaker, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like same goes to you guys too. I mean, you guys also don't speak
Uh,
native English, so I mean, it's good actually. I mean, also this quite a rush event for me considering that I just reply yes and then boom, I'm in ready.
Yeah, I also
It's a
recommend you
I'll
to
say it's
learn
a
Spanish.
yeah. I mean, I might speak Spanish. I mean, when I come, I mean, I mean, I still deciding whether should I move back to the US. So I will just say is I might learn Spanish if I actually come back, just in case.
Yeah, and well, I'll be looking forward to have another talks with another guys of the group of the Facebook group of Trump. But yeah, it's been pretty interesting. I will also I'll be looking for a talk with Uncle Ruckus. I don't know if you know him, Lucas. He's also from the group.
Mhm. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's a very good guy. He's got such a good vibe. Yeah, you also gotta know him, Italo. He's such a character.
yeah,
I
of
mean, maybe
course.
next time I'm more prepared.
uh,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
yeah, actually. Well, I don't know if you wanna add something else, say something. I don't know to close the streaming.
No, not really. Yeah, everything's good.
And you, Lucas?
Well, have a
All
good
right,
night,
thank
guys.
you. Have a good night.
Okay.
Yeah, see you.
Have a good
All right,
night.
see you.
Have a good night and a
See
good
you.
week. A good week. Take care and well. Thank you for all the people that stayed on the streaming. Thank you very much. I will translate this streaming. I will add the subtitles. It'll take some time, okay? Because it's like, let me check, like more than an hour of it's almost 2 hours of speaking, so it will be not difficult, but it'll take some time at least. So please be patient. And well, if you like the video, please subscribe, give me a like, and comment, and give me a comment about Trump, about Biden. What do you think about of the things? And well, thank you very much, and see you on the next video.